In the name of Allah, the most merciful and beneficent. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PMDC online lecture room. I am Shaista, lecturer in English. Dear students, in my previous lecture, I have discussed the introduction, story and characters included in the William Shakespeare play King Lear. In today's lecture, I will discuss the character sketch of King Lear and the character sketch of Cordelia. Let's start from the character sketch of King Lear. King Lear is the title character of the play. He is an elderly king of Britain who has 3 daughters. He is introduced to us at the start of the play as a powerful king. He appears somewhat vain and ill-tempered. He is already into his 80s. Due to old age and the burdensome duty of ruling the kingdom, he is completely tired and exhausted. He intends to hand over his kingdom to his 3 daughters. He wants peace and relaxation before he dies. King Lear has great love for his daughters. King Lear has 3 daughters. He loves them all. He is an affectionate father, loving father. He particularly loves his youngest daughter. She is his favorite child. He loves his daughters so much that he wants to leave his authority and distribute his entire kingdom among them in his lifetime. He is so blinded by the love of his daughters that he fails to see the consequences of his decision to hand over his kingdom to them. He calls them one by one to know about their love for him. His elder daughters, Gondrel and Ragan, are very cunning. They know the art of flattery. They exaggerate their love for their father just to please him. They expect a large portion of kingdom in return for their flattery. Such is Lear's love for his daughters that he is unable to perceive that they are just flattering him. After listening to their pleasing and false expression of love, he hands them over his whole kingdom. King Lear is a man of poor judgment. He is unable to discern or differentiate the truth from the falsehood. He is easily trapped by the flattery of his elder daughters. On the other hand, he cannot see the sincerity and the truth in the expression of love made by his youngest daughter Cordelia. He even fails to perceive and value the Earl of Kent's love, sincerity and loyalty to him. He banishes him from the country. Banishes means forced to leave the country, and threatens to get him executed if he is found in the country again. Executed, killed. He blindly believes in the flattery of his elder daughters and hands them over all his powers. This is the most unwise decision taken by the king. This decision is not guided by reasons. All his courtiers are very astonished to hear about his decision. Soon after handing over all his powers, the old king begins to find out the difference between promises and performances. His daughters begin to maltreat him and force him to leave the palace. Lear appears to be a rash, reckless, and ill-tempered king. Most of the decisions of King Lear have the element of rashness. When he plans to distribute his kingdom among his daughters, he does not take time to think seriously over his decision. He does not consider its consequences. In a very hurried manner, he decides to hand over his entire kingdom to his elder daughters and disinherit the youngest daughter. Despite the efforts made by the Earl of Kent to stop the king from taking such a foolish decision, Lear goes ahead with it. In a fit of anger and ill temper, Lear banishes him and threatens the Earl of Kent with death penalty. However, he realizes his mistake soon afterward. Due to these wrong decisions, he leads a life of exile in his own kingdom. In the last days of his life, Lear goes mad due to his daughter's ill treatment. His condition is extremely miserable, despite the fact that Lear's pitiable fate is the consequence of his rash and foolish decisions. In the end, we may say that Lear is one of the Shakespeare's most complex characters. He is childlike, passionate, cruel, kind, unlikable, and sympathetic. At the same time, all qualities he excites are dislike as well as sympathy. Dislike because of wrong decision, rashness, and sympathy due to treatment of or the ill treatment of his daughters. Then come to the next character, Cordelia. Cordelia is the youngest daughter of King Lear. She is quite innocent and honest girl. She is a joy and pride of her father, but she is eventually disinherited by her father Lear because she does not know the art of flattery like her two sisters Gondrel and Regan. Cordelia is an innocent, sincere, simple, and straightforward lady. She does not know how to flatter, lie, or to exaggerate. When she is called by the king to know about her love, she tells him plainly that she loves His Majesty, his father, according to her duty, neither more nor less. The king is shocked to hear this. He wants her to mend her speech, but Cordelia is unable to use her tongue to flatter her father. But the king cannot understand the truth and sincerity in her words. The king deprives her of her due share in the kingdom. When she is disinherited by her father, she does not protest, rather accept his decision happily. Cordelia is virtuous lady. She proves herself to be a girl of strong moral character. Unlike her sisters, she loves her father truly and is also faithful to her husband, the King of France. Cordelia is morally perfect, while her sisters have loose and weak characters. Cordelia is not greedy. She does not want to get any benefit from her father by flattering him. Cordelia has true love for her father. Despite all the excesses committed by her father against her, she forgives her father and forgets everything. When the Earl of Kent tells her about the miserable and pitiable condition of her father, her heart is immediately warmed toward her father. She wastes no time in coming to the assistance of her father. Such is her selfless love for her father that she tells her father's physicians that if they help her father recover from his illness, she will give them all her gold and jewels. She even sacrifices her life for the sake of her father. Thus, she proves herself a truly loving, caring, and faithful daughter. Although Cordelia is in the play is minor character, but she is ever present in the minds of readers as a symbol of virtue and mercy. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.